and I know how to carve a turkey. So you should watch my YouTube video, and you should see how you should carve a turkey. So let's go to the turkey.
So this here's the turkey. It's well seasoned, and it's got some stuffing in it. And watch how the turkey gets carved. Now see this hand that's holding me? You see it? Are you looking? Are you looking at this hand? This is the hand that's going to assist you in carving the turkey in this special manner. And go. Okay, so this is the turkey. Now what you do, you get that big hand, and that big hand just carves out the breasts from that breastbone. There's a bone right here, and it comes from the breastbone. And you just get whatever knife you want. You know, you don't have to get fancy with the long knives. You want to, man, it doesn't matter if you have the hugest knife ever.
I told you every time use the big knife.
I'm not using the big knife. I'm Stewart, and I do what I want. And then you go down the bottom a little bit. You just wanna wait till you get to the bone. Just carve around that bone. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna come up. Whoop, wait, hang on a second. You're gonna come up with a nice chunk. There's a chunk. It's gonna be chunky. This chunky turkey breast. Now look inside here. There's a chunk. You see how there's a chunk? And you wanna carve it out. And you're just gonna chunk it. Okay, so I've chunked the first section here. And I'm gonna move that first chunk over to the tray here. The fancy serving tray. Okay, so I'm gonna see you right at the fancy serving tray. See you in a minute. Alright, so here comes the chunk that's going on the fancy serving tray. Watch out, because that chunk can sometimes be hot, so you're gonna have to wait till your turkey settles a little, else it's gonna be really hot. Now take a look at that. That, my friends, that is a chunk. Okay, now this is where you need a little bit better knife. Hang on. I'm gonna grab a better knife. The thing behind me, this here is Dave Whiteman's wife knife. And this here is not Dave Whiteman's, but it's a fork, with just 2 prongs. And what you want to do is, you want to cut on the grain. Just cut yourself some slice right on the grain. Nice thick slice. People like them a little thicker on Thanksgiving. If it's not Thanksgiving, you might want to go thinner if you're doing sandwiches. There we go. We got some nice thick slices. All right. Now I'm going to show you how to do the other stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to take the limbs off. Just check out the hand. See the hand that's holding me? See what it does with them limbs. I'm going to stand right here while it limbs it limb. You're going to loosen. Loosen. Oh, this one fell right off the bone. That's a lucky strike. And then you want to loosen. Ah, that one fell right off the bone. Then you're going to loosen. Just loosen, and there they go. Right off the bone. I'm Stewart, and we're ready for the dock meet. Now, I want you to take a look at this presentation so far.
Here's the deal.
That's Bobo. What do you got for us, Bobo? Let's take a look at Bobo's got. Oh, you're going to need a little cheese while you're working on the turkey. You're going to need a little cheese. We got a little brioche, we got a little other, and then we got a little other. Right on these crackers. We're going to eat that. I'm going to meet you back as soon as you've seen the presentation so far.
It's Italian steak cheese.
Where we put the dock meat. Okay, those crackers went down smooth. Now we're going to turn the turkey over. Excuse me while I go across the room. And then we're going to examine the dock meat. Here I am. Now you're going to watch that big hand. You know the one that was controlling me. That's going to turn the turk around. Be careful. Let this thing cool a little bit. Before you motivate it, move it. Give it 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 an hour. Let it cool so your hands don't burn off your fists. Okay, now I'm going to turn this thing. Okay, here we go. This thing's turning. Turning like you wouldn't believe. Look at this. Look at how this thing turns. Alright, now we're going to sort of do a similar thing as what we did. I'll meet you back at the turkey just finish what I started with the limbs. If the limbs came right off and you didn't have to cut, now's the time to cut what's extra from the limbs off. You're going to grab you might want to put those limbs aside just for the moment and maybe not display them. They're not as pretty as other things. They can be used. If you need a little more meat, they can be used. So you've got limbs. The rest of the limbs off. Now, you're going to cut along the bone. You want to make sure you're always cutting with a small knife along the bone. This one's a little tricky. You're going to need that. You know, that hand that controls you. You're going to need that hand to help you. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull. You're going to pull the skin away. Because this skin, it's not crusty. It's not pretty. It's not anything that you want. You want to get rid of that skin for the moment. And then you want to start the pull. You're going to pull and pull and pull pieces of turkey till you have the whole carcass turkey removed. I'll meet you when the carcass is removed. So, it's about the size of it. You want to cover the whole thing till everything's ready. You want to keep it warm. You want to keep it moist. Now take a look at this carcass. Look at hand. Hand here is going to open up the carcass and I'm going to show you. You get most of it off. Don't be OCD about it, but get
Are you
most of it
saving
off.
some cocky